Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And today we are concluding our little mini More Energy series. That's right. This is Lindbergh, and I'm your host of the Health and Fitness Motivation Podcast. All right. We have done about 16 episodes in the last month or so that are all little tips and tricks to help you figure out how to get more energy in your day without it costing any money, without it being mentally difficult, physically difficult, without it being any of the same old, just do it crud, or you need to overhaul your entire life and your entire nutrition and your entire, no. These are just like little quick in the moment, I am no energy lady today and I want to get it fixed and see if I can get it fixed. That's what it is. So if you haven't heard them, go back and listen to them. It's like what did I say? 16 of them. So Today, we're going to use our imagination and see how this plays out in someone's real life, okay? And the cool thing about this one is you can do this imagination thing from your couch or your bed. So get cozy. Here we go. Our subject of interest in this little story today is Mary. And I just made up that name because I talked about it being imaginary and my handwriting is so bad, it looked like the word Mary. So we're just going to call her Mary. And if you're Mary and you're listening to this, this is about you. Yes, it is. So, all right, here we go. Mary is going to choose her own adventure. Choose her own adventure. She's on the couch. She's so tired. She really feels like she wants a nap. And she's wondering, should Mary force herself to get up off the couch? What would Mary do? Does Mary get on the couch? Or does Mary get on the couch? Does Mary get up from the couch? Or does Mary get off the couch? Okay, here we go. First thing Mary does is she gets up and gets a glass of water. That's right. Remember hydration and drinking? Just drinking a glass of water will make you more awake. So pretty much, no matter how tired you are, anybody can do this. Get up, get yourself a glass of water, and get a drink. Okay, Mary drinks that glass of water, or she starts drinking that glass of water, and she doesn't pass out and fall over. She doesn't throw up the water. She's okay. She's clearly not like horribly sick. And so then what does Mary do? Go back to the couch, or do step number 2? Good Mary. Mary chooses step number 2. She steps outside and breathes fresh air. That's right. So Mary's got her glass of water in her hand. She walks over to her front door. She tries to ignore the mess on the carpet around the front door that she needs to vacuum. She opens that door. It's raining, but she doesn't care. She pokes her nose out. Nice big breath of fresh air. Wow, I feel better just saying that myself. Okay, couple big breaths of fresh air. Then does Mary go back to bed? No, not quite yet. No, she doesn't. She chooses to either stay outside with her glass of water for this next step, or if it's too cold, step inside for the next step. Or if she's just stuck her head out the window, for that fresh air, then she'll stay inside, of course. So Mary decides to do then the full range of motion exercise. Now, this isn't exercise like I'm going to get my heart rate up. This is simply moving the body. So Mary sets her glass of water aside, reaches her arms to the sky. Great big breath. Takes her arms, reaches them behind her back, and then stands up nice and tall and takes her arms and make great big circles with her arms. Big circles in those shoulders, and a couple great big circles in the other way with her arms. And there Mary puts her arms in front of her and rotates her wrists. And she rotates her wrists in the other direction. And then if she's an overachiever, she can make fists out of her hands and rotate her wrists. Ooh, that feels good. And then Mary shakes her arms and reaches and tries to reach for her toes. Now, she can't actually reach her toes, but she's going to just reach as far as she can. Big breath there. And then she stands up tall, picks up one knee as high as she can, picks up the other knee as high as she can, up with those knees a little bit. She wiggles out a leg. She wiggles out another leg. And then she takes her arms and she flops her arms, swings her arms to the left and swings her arms to the right, lets her spine twist a little bit, swinging around like she's a little kid, doing a little dance, and done with the full range of motion. And then she grabs her glass of water and gets another drink. Here we go. I'm going to join Mary here. Okay. Does she go to bed now? Oh, no, not yet, my dears. You can play along on this game with us if you want to. She then goes and washes her face. That's right. Wash your face. So she heads over to the bathroom or the kitchen. And today, Mary actually has makeup on that she doesn't want to mess up. And so rather than washing her face, she's going to wash her arms and her neck. So she's going to do that. But then she gets halfway done with that and decides, nah, it's going to feel good to wash my face. So she washes her face. And then does she go to bed? Not yet. She's got one more thing to do. She takes that glass of water with her or leaves it aside and walks to the mailbox and gets her mail. That's right. Gets her mail and comes back. Now, Mary comes back and she's got a particularly tough case today. She's like, no, Lynn, I'm not letting you off the hook that easy. So, does Mary have energy? No, she still doesn't. She's done all of the things and she still has no energy. She still has no So now Mary's going to ask herself these questions. She's going to say, did I just eat a bunch of carbs? Did I just eat a bunch of bread, a bunch of pasta, a bunch of anything like that? If I did, my body might just want to pass out on me. So I'm going to choose then to either go to sleep and kind of sleep off those carbs, or kind of try to force myself to walk a little bit more because I know it's just a carb thing. But Mary didn't. Then Mary says, okay, now I got to take the 3-day sleep test. And Mary looks at her calendar and tries to find out if there's, in a whole month, are there 3 days that she can sleep for 8 hours straight. And not actually sleep for 8 hours straight, but can she? She passes that. No, excuse me. She fails that test. You get it? Mistakes and all, let me tell you. And she decides okay, I got to look at sleeping and my sleep habits. And then she looks and says, am I overwhelmed? Am I overwhelmed? And do I have too much going on? Well, not really. Am I depressed? Kind of maybe. Okay. Now we're kind of getting to some root causes and we can't really do anything with that yet. But it's okay. We're just being aware that maybe some depression is causing this too. Is it an inertia issue? Mary says, have I been sitting on the couch, just sitting on the couch all day long, or sitting at my desk all day long, so my body's just got some inertia issues? And she's like, oh, ding, 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 ding. Yep, I've been sitting at my desk all day long. So Mary decides to go for a walk around the block. While she walks around the block, she asks herself the next question. Am I stressed out? Do I have way too much going on and it's just sapping my energy? Yeah, totally stressed out. Completely stressed out. Not even quite sure over what, but seems like a whole bunch of things. So when Mary gets back from her walk, she's got a little bit more energy. She pulls out her journal and starts doing a little bit of journaling about being maybe depressed and a little stressed out. And just that helps her feel a little bit better. And then she asks herself, am I bored? And is my calendar too empty? And for her, that's not a problem at all. Her calendar is way too full. So she doesn't add anything else to her calendar because she's got a really full calendar. And then she asks herself, what about my posture all day, every day? Am I slumped over all day, every day? And is that causing some energy issues? And for her, no, she's got great posture. So not a problem. Okay, so Mary does all the things. And does she still have no energy? Well, she feels better. She went for that walk. She got her journaling done, and it's kind of helping her feel a little bit better. But she's thinking probably not take a nap quite yet, but she wants to do a couple more things to help herself be successful. So then Mary turns to the kitchen. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, here we go. Mary's in her kitchen now. And she's going to clean her kitchen, but not clean her kitchen as in get rid of dirty dishes. She's going to clean her kitchen as in being ruthless of getting all the things out of her kitchen that don't serve her. She's going to take her alcohol and she's going to hide it or dump it down the drain, and only drink alcohol very intentionally. She's going to take any candy, anything that's truly not food that doesn't serve her, and she's going to hide it and pitch it. And if there's something for somebody else in her household, she's going to brainstorm how to figure out where can we put that so it's not right in front of her. Because I know we don't live alone, most of us. Well, actually, that's not true. I think most of us do live alone. Doesn't matter. The whole point is if you have somebody in your house, you can't just necessarily willy-nilly get ruthless and get rid of things, but you might be able to get rid of a lot more junk in that house than you realize. And you might be surprised at how supportive they are. Okay, Mary's going to do one more thing. This is the only thing that Mary's going to do that truly requires grit and self-discipline. All the other stuff was free and easy. And this, I know, easy's relative. And this is going to take some grit and self-discipline. Once she's cleaned the junk out of her kitchen, which really basically just means grabbing some stuff and throwing it in the garbage. And if you're like me, you have to throw it in the garbage and put something gross on it so you don't pull it out of the garbage again an hour later. Okay, what she's going to do now is she's going to make sure that her next meal is healthy, even if it's not what she wants to eat. Yeah, a little grit and self-discipline. Sometimes we actually need it. Not your whole life, not your forever way of eating. Just the very next meal is going to be a healthy meal. It's going to have some protein. It's going to have some vegetables, maybe a little bit of fruit. It's going to be a super duper healthy meal. Even if she's like, I'm not in the mood for this healthy stuff today, she's going to actually force herself to eat a healthy meal. All right. Mary did all of that. And she actually was feeling a little better. She was feeling like it broke just a tiny bit of fog off of her depression. It helped her get a little more clarity on what was going on. She knows this isn't a forever fix. She knows this is just one part of living day by day without making a freaking big deal out of everything. And so she ends up with a little more energy and doesn't take a nap. So good job, Mary. Nice job. And all of that maybe took 5 minutes. Well, except the journaling part. That could take a long time. So what do we do then if Mary did all of that and she is just still dragging and dying and she's just like, I have to go to sleep. I'm just no energy. Okay, that's a really great question. How about I answer it? You take the nap. That's right. This whole energy series thing, if you get through all of these just basically little things to wake up your body physically and mentally and get your mindset into a healthier space. If you do all of that and you are still just dogging it, then that means there is something going on and your body probably does need to sleep. And I hear you. It's hard. It's frustrating. I went through a period in my life where I had 3 months where I slept probably 15 to 18 hours 7 days a week. And I was dogging it during the times that I was even awake. It's frustrating. I know it's hard, but my body needed it. My body basically needed to sleep for 3 months. And now I'm teaching 9 group fitness classes every single week and hardly ever napping and sleeping less than ever and have more energy than ever. So it comes and goes. It comes and goes. I've been there. I haven't been in exactly your situation, but man, I have been there and I know how hard it can be. So there you go, friends. Hold on to this, putting it all together. Use your imagination episode. I'm going to title it Pull It All Together, Pulling It All Together, something like that. So you can, when you have no energy and you don't even have the energy to listen to the 16 episodes, this kind of sums up a lot of it. So you can just listen to this one and walk yourself through it. And do the things and see how it helps you get more energy in your life. So ultimately we can what? Yeah. Ultimately, so we can live a life we love. Alrighty, friends. Have a good evening and we will see you tomorrow. Thanksgiving Day. Bye-bye now.